Good morning. I wanted to tell you guys some new things that I learned. We were painting the house and we've come across a few issues, which initially started from this pool pump leaking. We had a leak at this union and it had been dripping down the wall. This wall, the paint on it was all bubbly, and you can see some of it right here. The wall needed to dry out really good. The water had been leaking for so long, it's just a slow little drip, but enough that this whole area up underneath here had kind of washed out and the ground was saturated, allowing the water to leach up into the bedroom on the other side. And we noticed that there was an issue because the trim, baseboard trim, had been installed directly laying onto the concrete slab. You're not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be raised up a good bit so that it's not touching inside, just so you know. So to fix this, obviously we fixed the leak. We started with a Sherwin-Williams primer, which is designed for small cracks in stucco and to seal high water areas. And then we went with a high quality Sherwin-Williams exterior paint, and this should solve any of the problems. Since we did have a washout up underneath here, we're going to do some specialized concrete that's going to help seal and not allow water to leach back in, and some epoxy where there was a crack up underneath that some of the water was coming in. So wanted to show you another area. When you decide to repaint your house, if you don't have a professional do it, there are some things, since a lot of people kind of wait too long to paint their house, the house itself, the paint gets chalky, and when it's chalky it does not have the water sealing qualities that it used to anymore, and water will eventually leach in. So all this blue here is a special primer from Sherwin-Williams designed to fix these small cracks. Another area that's really good to do that in is these little sills on the bottom. You'll see on your house a lot of times these are all cracked because they just get a beating from the sun, and they just need a little extra protection on them. Also up in the corners right here, you'll see them little cracks starting. So this is all really good areas to prime. The gallon of this stuff is like $100, so it's good to just kind of spot treat where you need, and then up along the bottom where the mulch and stuff kind of comes up to the house. Another really good thing not to do, obviously, is to put mulch right up along your house. If you can run some gravel, so far away from the house to just allow it not to stay wet all the time. If you have a really wet area, you can put a French drain in, which will allow the water to have a place to go. It's a good idea to have gutters. This house has gutters, but they're obviously needing redone. Make sure that the gutters are wide enough for the amount of water that you're going to have coming off your roof, and all that stuff can be calculated by a professional. And then make sure that the downspouts, these particular downspouts, are leading away from the house. But if you just have the little tail kicks, then you want to make sure that they actually go away from your house. I don't know how many I've seen that just have the little elbow and that's it, and then the water pools around your foundation, and this is all gonna just stay wet and cause interior damage and undermining of your foundation, and then cracks. And that's why I think a lot of times we get the foundation issues. So there's some tips for you if you ever decide to do it yourself with painting your house.